Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Another day, another attempted repair. Today I have this remote control that controls a cat feeder gadget um, with two buttons, one to dispense and the other one down stay. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, I opened it from before and it had a lot of damage in this area here, and I took a picture on my phone, so I'll add it to the video somewhere here. I'll put the picture up so you can see what was there before I did the cleanup. Anyway, so it was this area here. It was like some major, what looked like water damage. Anyway, I cleaned all that up, and then I was looking around before I insert the battery to test it. I just looking around to see if I could see any issues, and I found three vias. I'll show you under the microscope, but for a big plan view, there are three damaged vias right there. So the plan today is to do some trace repairs. Basically, I'm going to use some thin copper wire to repair those vias so we can get the connections back and hopefully repair the remote. We're going to go under the microscope next just to show you the vias. So here we are. I'm going to go through the board quickly. This is the area that was pretty damaged and with water damage, corrosion. Okay, here we go. Some crystal. Second button. Alright, so you can see how these vias are golden and quite bright. Let me see if I can find. Okay, here are the ones that are damaged. We have this one here, this one here, and this one here. When I tested for continuity using a multimeter, I determined that these all need repairs. Now, from this side, this one here connects to this pin. It's obvious. This one looks like it connects to this pin. And this one connects here. And it looks like it might connect here also. There's a bit of, I can see a trace of gold there, so maybe I can check for continuity. From the other side, it's even clearer. Oh, look at all the glare. Let me switch to my other light. Hang on. Okay, I think this one is a bit better. So you can see damaged, 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 as opposed to not damaged. So these are the three vias I'm going to be working on. I'm going to get some really thin copper wire and grind the trace here a bit and here and possibly here, I don't know, and then take the wire, solder it here, take it through the via and then solder it on the other side where it needs to be, and do the same for the other two holes, the two vias. Let me start by confirming the connections on the components side. So I'm gonna check with continuity. So this one here clearly goes to this pin. There's no need to confirm anything. This one here either goes to this end or possibly this end. We have no copper to test. Let me see if those two points are actually connected. That would be great. Oops. Okay, is this connected to this? Yes, that's wonderful. So this one can go to either this end or this end, since they're connected. The last one, it looks fairly obvious. This one connects here and potentially here. Well, let's check since I can see a bit more copper here. Let's check. So does it go here? Yes. And does it go down here? Yes. So we're good. We're good. I'll probably take this one, solder it here, and I'll take this one and solder it probably here, because this is a bigger component than this. And then obviously this one, like we said, it's gonna go directly here. Alright, so let's start grinding on the other side. Where are we? Here. Let's start doing some grinding. So I have this grinding pen which I'm going to use for the first time. The first time I did trace work, I didn't have it, so I was just using a normal pin sewing needle just to scratch off the solder mask. I'm going to be using this one today for anyone interested in the model or whatever. Here you go. And it comes with different bits. This is the smallest one I have. Let's go under the microscope and see if it's small enough. So yeah, I think it will do. So I'll start with here. I'll grind a bit here, then a bit here, and a bit here. So the bit basically just goes directly inside. There's no screws to loosen or anything. And it has 3 speeds. You press it 1 time slow, 2 times in a row, medium speed, and if you press it 3 times it's fast. I'm obviously going to go very slow since it's the first time I'm using it. Wish me luck. Let's do it. I think I see copper. I'll clean it in a bit and we'll verify. Let me do the next one. Now keep in mind I'll be using like microscopic copper wires, so okay, let's see how well these came out. They're okay. I think I'm going to do a bit more here. And actually, I'm going to go over all of them again. I think that should do it. Very good. Towards the end, if all goes well, I'll be putting a solder mask and using the UV light that I have. Alright, next thing I'm going to get these tinned, and we'll go from there. I'm going to add a bit of flux, even though my solder does have flux, but I don't think it'll hurt to add extra flux. Okay. I have my soldering iron set to 350 degrees Celsius. And let's do it. Good. That was painless. Quick cleanup while the board is still hot. Remove some of the flux. Okay, what I'm going to do next is to basically select the right size copper wire. I have this container with a whole bunch of different, I believe most of them are enameled wire. So I'm going to find a good size and I'll measure it with my calipers and let you know what size I end up using, just so the video doesn't become too long. Alright, so I settled on this thin wire. Let's measure it together. 0. It's 0.18 millimeters, and in inches it's a 0.007 inch. I'm going to start with the lowest one here on the screen. Okay, I think that's on. I'm going to add a bit of flux and adjust. Okay. Slight adjustments just to make it look a bit nicer. There we go. And I'm gonna cut a certain length, just eyeballing it. I'll give it some extra length. We don't need a lot of there's not a big distance on the other side, but so I'll cut it. You know, I should have put it through the hole first. It's gonna be hard now to get it through the hole. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna try to get it through the hole and confirm that that's gonna work. I'll be back. So I had to redo it because I couldn't get it through the hole without it falling apart. So I redid it by passing the wire through the hole and then soldering it. I'm going to do another hole, and then the last one I'll do off camera to keep the video from becoming too long. Okay, so let's do the one above that one. I'm going to put the wire through the hole, and then I can solder it. So I just put it through the hole from the other side, and now I just need to solder it in place. Right there. Bit of flux. No, I don't think that. No, that's still loose. Let me add a bit more solder. Okay. Let's push it down. Keep holding it. Let me check. Yeah, that feels very solid. Okay, quick cleanup before the flux gets too hard. A little bit more light. Yeah. Anyway, I have to do a good cleanup at the very end, otherwise the solder mask will not adhere. But this is quite solid. Alright, I'm going to do the third one. I'm going to do the last one off camera, this one here, and I'll be right back. So just giving it a good clean here. And it may seem like I'm brushing it too vigorously, but if these joints can't take a bit of brushing and they break off, it means they're probably not strong enough and should be redone anyway. But they seem to be okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The view on the other side is 1, 2, 3. Anyway, before we get to that, now I'm gonna apply some solder mask just to hold them in place. Even though solder mask is not really used as a glue, but I think it still helps. So I'm going to put some green solder mask and apply the UV light. Alright, so I have my UV material in a syringe. I'm going to dip my pick here, take some green material and apply it on the board. Okay, that's way too much, but okay. Let's see what we can do. That's way too much. Anyway, I guess it doesn't hurt. It'll take longer to cure maybe, but I don't think it'll hurt anything. Alright, that should do it. Now I have a UV light on order, still hasn't arrived, but I have this UV thing. Let me switch. This UV that is used for phone screens, and I'm gonna make do with it. I need to feed it a USB, a mini USB or micro USB, like this, like this. Does it work? It works. Okay, so I'm going to put it. Let me put remove the board so you can see what happens. So I'm going to put it right there, and just over the area, and then just shine the light and do it like 3-4 times. There we go. I think this shuts off after, I don't know, 20 seconds or 30 seconds. I'm going to do it one last time and include a bit of hot air. Maybe that will help. How are we looking? Let's start soldering the wires on the other side. I'm going to begin with this one here. This one needs to go right there. Let me put a bit of flux. Let's do it. Yeah, that's good. Let me trim the excess wire. We'll cut it right there. Yeah, I think that's on. Let me just wiggle it a tiny bit. Yeah, it's on. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I'm going to do this one next. Needs to go here. So, nope, wrong one. This one. Yeah, bit of flux. I'm going to turn it around. It'll be easier for me to work on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Little bit of flux. Let me add a tiny bit more solder there. Okay, and let's bring in the wire and solder it. Don't move. Okay, let's try this again. I have to burn off the enamel for the solder to catch. I think that's good. Let's check it quickly. Yeah, very good. Trim off the excess. Right there. Okay. 2 out of 3. 1 left. Arguably the hardest one. We need to solder it to a pin. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. This needs to go to this pin right here. Okay, yeah, trying to move it so that it sort of mimics the trace. Okay, like so. Oh, too much. Lift it up, lift it up. Okay, like this. Bit of flux. Yeah. I'm gonna add a bit of solder to the tip of my iron. Yeah. And let's see what we can do. Need a bit more light. I'm gonna add my ring light. That's not making much difference. Oh, my my microscope froze. Sorry about that. For some reason, the microscope froze. So I'm gonna try a second time. Tiny bit more flux. Now, did that do it? Let's see, let's see. More light. I think that is on. Let's see. Yeah, that's solid. Oh, no, it's not solid, it came off. Darn. Alright, let's try again. Now we're looking now better. Trim off the excess like this. And let's double check. Let's double check that it's connected properly. Yeah, it's on. Alright, now we're gonna do some major cleanup. Let's take a quick look at everything, at all the soldering we did. So there's this, there's this, yeah, solid, and there's this here. Ugly looking, but I'm gonna leave it. Alright, I'm gonna do some cleanup now. Again, if it doesn't survive my toothbrush, it means it probably wasn't on strong enough. I'm not using excess force, but I'm gonna do some continuity testing. I'll do that off camera. The video is getting too long. I'll do it off camera, and if all's well, then we'll come back and test it together. So the continuity testing showed that this point here is not showing continuity with this point and the end point, and it just dawned on me why. I grinded the trace here and took a wire through the hole, but because this via is also damaged, there is no continuity between this via and this point. So really I need to connect this with this, and then I think it'll work properly. I'm gonna do all this offline and I'll be back. So this is what I ended up with. I know it's a botched job, but if it works, it works. I added an extension from here to here, so that the three vias, I mean one here, two here, and the one all the way here, are now connected. And quickly, I'll show you that, or at least you can hear it. I'm going to put one of my probes here, and then we will test this point and obviously this point. So they're both connected now. There we go. I'm going to clean it a little bit more, reapply a bit of solder mask, and then we'll do the testing. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes. I reapplied solder mask and cured it with UV light, and this is the end result. And I tested continuity, and we do have continuity between this, and this. So this should be working now. I'm gonna take a few minutes, put it back in the case, and we'll test it out. Okay, I'm gonna put the battery in. Oh, the channel plastic thing moved out of place. Oh. There we go. That's the channel selector right there. And the base unit is set to channel 1. Plus, minus, okay. Okay, let me bring in the base unit. It's a bit big, but we'll see what we can do. There you go. And hopefully you can see where's the channel here. This is the channel selector right here. And it's set to 1. And the remote is set to 1 also. Okay, here goes nothing. On. And then dispense. Oh, it worked. Okay, and then I'm gonna try the down stay. I tried the dispense, now I'm gonna try the down stay. I don't know what that does. Light came on. Oh. Okay, I don't know what all these beeps mean, but the remote is certainly working. And I can give it back to its owner, and I'm sure they'll be pleased with it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.